Hello students, now we'll discuss paper 2, Department of Education, Northern Province, Year-End Evaluation 2018. So this is 3 hours paper. So you already know you get 2 parts, part A and part B. So in part A you get 6 questions and you have to answer only 5 questions. And also in part B you get 6 questions and you can answer only 5 questions. So what about marks? Each question worth 10 marks and you can spend 18 minutes per question. So let's do paper 2 part A. So it says the volume V, right circular cylinder of radius r and height V is pi r squared h. So you don't need to memorize that formula. And spaces are not given in this paper, so you can ask for line papers, and for the graph question, ask for a graph paper. Let's do 1 and 2. Question number 1, you get 4 parts. This is about quadratic graphs. Complete the following table of values to draw the graph of function y equals 2x squared minus 3. Draw the suitable graph and then using the graph find the roots. So how you find out the value? So you can find out the value just substituting x equals 0, y equals 2x squared minus 3. When x equals 0, 0 squared minus 3. So the answer is minus 3. So you get this answer as minus 3. Then the second part, you can draw the graph. So you have to find out a scale. First you look at x values minus 3 to plus 3. Y values here negative minus 3. So when you are selecting the scale, you need to be careful. X axis you can start from minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. So here y axis should be there. So first thing you can draw the y-axis. So that's the y-axis. Then you can mark the points for y-axis. So starting from 13 means you can't take 1 for each 10 squares. So we'll take 2 units for each 10 squares. So y, here we can start from 14. 14, 12. So 2 units per 10 squares. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. And then minus 2, minus 4. Because minimum is minus 3. So that's okay. And now we'll draw the x-axis. This one. So this is x. Here just minus 3 to 3, so you can take 10 squares, 1 unit. 1, 2, 3. Now we can mark the points. So let's mark the points. Minus 3 with 13. So minus 3 with 13 here. Minus 2 with 5. Minus 1 with minus 1 in the middle. 0 with minus 3. 1 with minus 1. 2 with 5. 3 with 13. That's here. Now we can connect the points. So only for these 2 parts I can use the ruler, but don't use the ruler for the whole thing. You won't get marks. Only for these 2 points I can use the ruler. Now you have to smoothly connect these points. So make sure that you draw it properly up to here. So I'll draw from this point. So that's okay. So this is the curve. Now we'll find out the roots of 2x squared minus 3. So this is the graph. So what are roots? Roots means when y equals 0. So we'll find out the second part. 2x squared minus 3 equals 0. So this means y. This value is y. Y equals 0 line. So these 2 points. So what are the intersecting points here? 2 squares there. Now what's the scale here? 10 squares 1 unit along x-axis. So this way 0.1. What about the y-axis? 10 squares 2 units. So 2 over 10. That's 0.2. So this way just 2 squares means 0.2. So 1.2 and minus 1.2. So what are the roots? You can write x equals minus 1.2 or x equals positive 1.2. So those are the roots of this equation. So we'll see how many marks for this part. So normally you know for the graph you are getting 3 marks and finding this value just 1 mark. For the scale 1 mark, 1 mark for points and 1 mark for connecting the curve, the smooth curve. Then for part 2, you are getting 2 marks here. For these 2 boundaries, 2 marks. Now we'll do the next part. Next one. Find the interval of values of x for which the function decreases negatively. So decreases. Which part is decreasing? Here to here. But decreases negatively. So that means this part. Here to here. So what's the value? Here the value is minus 1.2. Here what's the x value? 0. So you can write x is in between minus 1.2 to 0. So decreasing negatively. So you need to write both the values. Now fourth part. If the graph of the function this moves downwards along the y-axis by 2 units, write the equation. So that means the whole graph moves down by 2 units. So what happens? Earlier the graph was 2x squared minus 3. Now going down means you are subtracting another 2. So what's the new equation? 2x squared minus 5. So we'll see how many marks for these 2 steps. According to the marking scheme, it says 2 marks for this part and just 2 marks for this. See whether you get all 10 marks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's correct. Let's do question number 2. This is about statistics question and you get 3 parts. A frequency distribution containing information on the number of electricity units used during a certain month by 100 households is given below. Find the number of households who used 51 to 60 electricity units. So you need to fill this gap. What's the information given? 100 households are there. So 100 households means the total is 100. So we'll add and see what's these numbers. 5 and 13, 18. 28. 28 and 24. What's 28 and 24? 52. And then 14 and 4, 18. You get 70. So the remaining part is just 100 minus 70. That's 30. So you get 30 here. What is the modal class of this distribution? One which has the highest frequency. So modal class, you look at the frequency and one which has the highest one. 51 to 60. many marks? Just 2 marks you can get for these 2 steps. 1 mark and 1 mark here. Next one. Find the mean number of electricity units used by a household during this month by taking the assumed mean to be mid-value of the model class. So we found this is 30. So we'll first find out the mid-value. So here this is number of units. I'll write just units here. 21 to 30. What are these values? Is there a gap? Yes, there's a gap. So these are limits, class limits. So we can just write down this up to 90 and we can find out the total later. So mid values. How you find out the mid value? We'll put it x and then divide by 2. So when you add it, what's the value? You get 51. Divide by 2. 2 times 2, 4. And for 11, that's 5. And 5, 25.5. Then 31, 40. You get 71. Divide by 2. Again 35.5. Now we can see the gap is 10. So you can just add 10. 45.5. You don't need to add and divide by 2. Just you can add 10 to all these numbers. 75.5. 85.5. Then frequency column. What are frequencies given? 5, 13, 24, 30, 10, 14 and 4. So what's the total? Earlier total was given 100. So 100 is here. Then you can find out the deviation. Now it says take the assumed mean as the mid value of the model class. Model class, that's 51 to 60. 51 to 60. So you have to take this as the assumed mean. So 55.5 as the assumed mean. So deviation becomes x minus 55.5. So that means we see difference is 10. So this side you get negative values and the other side you get positive values. Here 0 and positive values. Now multiply f and d. When you multiply, what you get? Minus 150. Then this one minus 260. Here minus 240. 0. Now you get positive values. 100. You get 280. You get 120. Now add positive values. You get 10, 500. This side 0, 10, 15 and 650. So negative is more. So you get negative 150. That's the total. Now we can find out the mean. So what's the mean? Mean is equal to assumed mean, that's 55.5 plus sigma FD over sigma F. So this one 55.5, you get minus 150 over total is 100. So you get 1.5. Subtract 1.5. 54. So what's the mean number of electricity units. That's 54 units per month. So 54 units. So how many marks for this step? So earlier we gave 2 marks. So the rest we have to give for this question, this part. So we'll give 1 for midpoint, 1 for calculating deviations, and then 1 for FD and the total, 1 mark. And then taking the correct assumed mean, 3, 4, 5. Substituting to this one 6, and here calculating 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 2, 10 marks for that question. Now you can try question number 3, 4, 5, 6. That's part A questions. Question number 3, you get 4 parts. So we'll do separately. Kumar, who owns a house assessed to be of an annual value 40,000 rupees, has rented it for a year to Ravi. The month rent charged by Kumar is 2,500 rupees. The relevant provincial council charges 6% of the assessed annual value of the house as rates. Kumar has to spend 20% of the rent on maintenance. Calculate the rent paid by Ravi for 1 year. So here it says this is the monthly rent charged by Kumar. Monthly rent. But they are asking for 1 year. So how you find out for 1 year? 12 months is there. So you can multiply by 12. So 2,500 per month multiplied by 12. That's for a year. This is in rupees. So 12 times 5, 60. 6 remaining. 12 times 2, 24 plus 6, 30. So 30,000 rupees for the rent for 1 year. How much has to be paid as rates for a year? So what are the rates? It says 6% of the annual assessed value. So 6% of the annual assessed value. So assessed value is 40,000. So 6% of 40,000. 6% of 40,000. So 2 zeros get cancelled out. 6 times 4, 24 and 2 zeros. 2,400 for a year. Now we'll see how many marks for these 2 steps. You get 30,000, just 2 marks, and 2,400, 2 marks. Let's look at the next one. How much has to be paid for maintenance? So what's the value for maintenance? It says Kumar has to be spent 20% of the rent on maintenance. So what's the value for the rent? Rent is 30,000. So you have to calculate 20% of 30,000. 30,000 into 20%. That's the maintenance cost. 2 zeros and you get 6,000 rupees. How much of the rent is Kumar left with at the end of the year after the relevant expenses are met? So what are the expenses? He has to pay for rates, that's 2,400, and for maintenance. Total expenses 6,000 and 2,400 altogether 8,400. You get 2,400 and that. So what's the value he gains? 30,000. 30,000 rupees. So the difference is the balance he can keep. So you can write balance. Balance, he is getting 30,000 from the rent. Subtract the total expenses. So this is in rupees. 006, 10, 1 remaining and 10 with 2, 21,600 as the balance. Now we'll see how many marks for these two steps. So you are getting 6,000, 3 marks. 3 marks for this step. And 21,600, 3 marks. So 3 and 3, 6 and 4, 10 marks. Let's do question number 4. That's about scale diagrams. So you have to draw the scale diagram and find out lengths. Draw a scale diagram according to the given information, where 2 meters represent 1 centimeter as scale. So you have to draw 8 meters, 60 degrees, 45. So you can use protractor to measure angles for scale diagrams and the ruler to measure the lengths. Find the length of AB. That's using the scale diagram. So first we'll look at the scale. 1 centimeter, 2 meters. So what about 8 meters? 8 meters means you have to take 4 centimeters. 8 divided by 2. So we have to take 4 centimeter length. So we'll do it here. So we can take the ruler and first we'll draw the horizontal line. So we need 4 centimeters. So we can draw it here. So first draw the line. Then first we can draw this line. Now this is the horizontal line. So 90 degrees. So we can take the set square just to measure the 90 degrees. So here we'll take like this. So keep it on top of this line. Here. Now how many centimeters? 8 meters means 4 centimeters. So you can draw 4 centimeter length. We can draw the 4 centimeter length here, only up to here. Now that's C point and D point. So this is 4 centimeters and this is 90 degrees. Then what can we do? We can measure 60 degrees here and draw the line. So for that you need the protractor. Measure 60 degree angle. 60 from this side. So 60 is here. And what else we can do? We have to draw 45 degrees here. Or you can keep the protractor and measure 90 plus 45. What's the value? 90 plus 45, you get 135. We'll do that way. So first we'll draw the line here to here. So we'll draw a line like this. And here we can turn this protractor here and measure 135. 135 from this way. So here 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 35 is here. Now you can draw that line. Here to here. That's the intersecting point. That's A. Now we can draw the perpendicular line to that. So we'll take the set square other way around, because we need to keep it on top of this as well as passing through the A point. So this is the perpendicular line. So you can draw this perpendicular line, passes through that. Now see, so we marked all the points. So we can label. This is A, this is 90, that's B. And you don't need to mark this one, but 60 here, we'll mark it. This is 45. Because 90 plus 45, we used 135. So that's the scale diagram. Now we'll answer the question. Using scale diagram, find the length of AB. So you need the ruler for that. We'll measure. What's the value? This is 9.7. So that's the scale value. So what they want, the length of actual length of AB. So 9.7 into 2. 19.4 meters is the length of AB. Find the magnitude of DBC. So you need the protractor. Find the length of AD. We'll do AD first. AD, this length, here to here. So 8 centimeters, 8.1. So 8 centimeters we'll take. For this one, 8 centimeters into 2, that's 16 meters is AD. And find the magnitude of DBC. We'll use the protractor. DBC. So that means you have to connect B point and D point. We'll measure that. DBC, B angle. That's here. So what's the angle? 35 degrees. So that's the scale diagram. We'll see how many marks for each step. So you can get, taking the scale here, 4 centimeter 1 mark, and drawing 90-degree angle 1 mark, 4 centimeter, and marking the point C 1 mark, and 60-degree angle measuring 1 mark, and marking the point D 1 mark, and 45 means angle 1 mark, and marking the A point, intersecting point 1 mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 already given, and 3 marks for each answer. So 19.4, here this can be less than that. You can draw it correctly and get roughly 19. I got 19.4. So for calculating the actual value, you are getting 1 mark. Around 35, 36, you get 1 mark. And here 15 point something. So I got 16 here. So that's 1 mark for your answer. So you do it correctly and see roughly around these values. Now let's take the next question. In the given rectangle, make two suitable equations according to sides in terms of x and y. So you can answer these three parts using the rectangle. So we'll do separately. Make two suitable equations according to sides in terms of x and y. So this is a rectangle. Opposite sides are equal. So what's the first equation you can write? 2x plus y equals 3y plus 4. Take all terms to this side. You get 2x minus 3y here. Y minus 3y, that's minus 2y equals 4. You can divide the whole equation by 2. X minus y equals 2. That's your first equation, simplified form. The next one, other sides also equal. X plus 3 is equal to 3y minus 1. So when you take all terms to one side, x minus 3y, this term, but 3 you have to take it to the other side. Minus 1 and minus 3, minus 4. That's your second equation. Then find the length and breadth of the rectangle by solving the simultaneous equations. Look at 1 and 2. Coefficients are equal in x and the signs are the same. You have to subtract the two equations. 1 minus 2. So x and x get cancelled out. Minus y minus 3y. Minus y minus 3y. So equals 2 minus 4. So you get 3y minus y, 2y, and here 6. So y becomes 3. If y equals 3, what's the value of x? So you can find out x using first equation. X minus 3 equals 2. So x becomes, take minus 3 to the other side, that's x equals 5. So x equals 5, y equals 3. They are asking the length and the breadth of the rectangle. So what's the length? Length is 2x plus y. 2x, that's 5, plus y. Y value is 3. So you get 10 plus 3, 13 centimeters. So what's the breadth? Breadth is x plus 3. So x is 5. 5 plus 3, 8 centimeters. So we'll see how many marks for these two steps. So you get x minus y equals 2, 1 mark. X minus 3y equals minus 4. You get 2 marks because simplifying all this, you get 2 marks altogether, 3 up to this point. And then y equals 3, x equals 5. You get another 2 marks here. And solving, 1 mark. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And finding the length, 1 mark. 13 centimeters and 8 centimeters, 1 mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 marks for these two steps. So we have another one more part. Find the area of the rectangle. Now we found out length is 13, breadth is 8. So what's the area? Area is equal to 13 times 8. 24 and 8 times 1, 8 plus 2, 10. 104 square centimeters. So you get just 2 marks for this step. So 104, 2 marks. So altogether 10 marks for this question. Now let's take question number 6. You get 2 parts. First part, algebraic fractions. You're asked to solve. So what's the first step we can do? We can find out the lowest common multiple of 2x plus 1 and x plus 1. So what's that? 2x plus 1. Then convert both to that one. So this is same. So you write as it is. This one, to get this one, you have to multiply by 2. So multiply the numerator by 2. You get 2 here. 3 over 8. Then what's the next step? Simplify. You get 3 over 2x plus 1 is equal to 3 over 8. Now can you see 3 is in the numerator both sides. So that means when you divide by 3 both sides, it will get cancelled. Then what's the next step? You can multiply by 2 or just cross multiply. Here this is like 1. So when you cross multiply this way, what you get? 8 is equal to 2 times x plus 1. Now you can divide both sides by 2. You get 4 equals x plus 1. So what's the x value? 4 minus 1. That's 3. So x equals 3. How many marks for this part? So you are getting we give 2 marks. 2 marks for solving this equation. Part B. According to the given figure, a square and a rectangle. Find the area of square and rectangle separately. So we'll find out the area of square. Length is x. X into x, x squared, centimeter squared. Area of rectangle. X plus 4 into x plus 6. That's x squared plus 4x and 6x. So here you need to use rainbow method. So you get 10x plus 6 into 4, 24. That's also square centimeters. So how many marks for that step? You are getting 2 marks. 1 mark for this. 1 mark for this. Next one. Part 2. If the area of rectangle is equal to 2 times of the area of square, construct a quadratic equation. So 2 times of the square. X squared is the area. So 2x squared is equal to area of the rectangle. X squared plus 10x plus 24. X squared plus 10x plus 24. Now take all terms to one side. When you take it, 2x squared minus x squared, you get x squared. 10x, when you take it to this side, minus 10x. And minus 24 is equal to 0. Now, find the factors. 24 minus 24. What are the factors to get minus 10? 6 and 4. This is minus means this is minus and this is also minus. So the difference should be 10. Difference should be 10 means not 6 and 4. What are the other numbers? 12 and 2. So the negative value is here. This is negative and positive 2. So you know how to write down at once. You put brackets and write down the factors like this. If this is minus 12 and 2, x and x on the other side. So we write down the factors this way. X minus 12 and x plus 2. If you can't do at once, make sure you split the middle term minus 10x. So that's minus 12x plus 2x, and then take 2 at a time and factorize. Final answer is this. The product is equal to 0 means what are the solutions? X minus 12 is 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. So the solutions are x equals 12 and x equals minus 2. So this is solving part. We have to do it here, but doesn't matter. We did here. Solve the above equation and find the length and breadth of the rectangle. That one. So we found out this. Can you get a negative answer? Here, this side, this one, yes, because when you substitute minus 2, still you get a positive value. So both possibilities are there. So we'll do x equals 12. So what's the length? Length becomes 12 plus 4, 12 plus 6, 18. Breadth, x plus 4, 12 plus 4, 16. When x equals minus 2, what's the length? Minus 2, 6 minus 2, 4. What's the breadth? That means minus 2. So x minus 2 plus 4, that's 2. So these are the possibilities. So both answers are correct. So how many marks? So we gave 2 marks for writing down the equation and 2 marks. There are 4 already there. So here 2 marks to get this quadratic equation. And solving, you get 2 marks. Solving, so 12 and minus 2, 2 marks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here you get only 2 marks to write down length and breadth. Here 18 and 16. 2 marks. 4 and 2. You have to be careful now. Here we got 2x values. Minus 2 and 12. This is possible for the rectangle. But when it comes to the square, x is just the length. X cannot be negative. So in this question, we can't take the negative value because both the diagrams are there and we created the equation using both diagrams. So x cannot be negative. So here we have to write down specially. You are not getting marks otherwise. So this is not possible. X minus 2 is not possible. Because of that, this one not possible. If it's only rectangle, you can take both. So that's what you have to be careful. I looked at only the rectangle. For rectangle, x is okay. You get a positive value. But when it comes to the square, cannot be negative. So let's take the next question. Now you can do part B. Part B also you get 6 questions, but you have to answer only 5 questions. So you can start to do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Question number 7. You get 3 parts about arithmetic progression. The nth term of an arithmetic progression is 3n plus 2. So Tn equals 3n plus 2. Write down the first 3 terms. So you can divide and write n equals 1. You get the first term. So 3 times 1 plus 2, 3 plus 2, 4. First the multiplication according to Bodmer's. 3 plus 2, 5. That's the first term. Then n equals 2. 3 times 2 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8. N equals 3. 3 times 3 plus 2, 9 plus 2, 11. In this progression, which term is 62? So, nth term is given 62. The formula is 3n plus 2. So, solve that. Take 2 to the other side. We'll write this way. When you take 2 to the other side, this becomes 62 minus 2, 60. Divide this by 3. N equals 20. So, 20th term is 62. So, how many marks for these 2 steps? 5, 8, 11, 3 marks, 1 each. And then you get 1 mark. So, 2 marks for this part. So, we have given 5 marks already. Part 3, how many terms starting from the first term that should be added to get a sum of 185? So, what's the first term? 5. And what's the difference? This is adding 3. Common difference is 3. So, first term is 5. Common difference 8 minus 5, that's 3. Difference between 2 consecutive terms. So, we can find out n using that. Sum is 185. So, Sn, what's the formula you can use? N over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. Now, substitute the values. The sum is 185. First term is 5. And the difference is 3. Now, expand brackets and simplify. N over 2, 185. So, 2 times 5, 10 plus 3n minus 3. So, what's the value? 185 n over 2. 10 minus 3, 7 plus 3n. Now, multiply by 2. 370. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 8, 16 plus 1, 17. 2 times 1, 2 plus 3. 2 plus 1, 3. So, 7n plus 3n squared. So, 2 get cancelled out. Now, when you take all terms to one side, you get 3n squared plus 7n minus 370. So, minus value, So you have to take the difference. How you get 7? What are the factors? 370 and 7. But here you have to take 3 times 370. So 3 times 370 is what? What's 3 times 370? 1110. So you have to find out the factors of minus 1110 to get the middle term 7. So what are the factors? So when you think about factors, you can do if you can't figure out, you can divide and see. So we'll divide and see. This is divisible by 2. And this is divisible by 5. This is divisible by 3. And 37 is a prime number. So now we can get an idea. Difference should be plus 7. What's this value? 30. 5 times 2, 10. 10 plus 3, 30. 30 and 37, difference is 7. So here we can split the middle term to plus 37 and minus 30. And because this should be minus. Then take 2 at a time. N is common, 3n plus 37. And here 10 you can take. 3n plus 3n, and this is 37. So you get same factor here. 3n plus 37, that's one factor. What's the other factor? N minus 10. Two factors. The product is 0. You can say 3n plus 37 is equal to 0, or n minus 10 equals 0. Now, you get a negative value. Negative value you can't take. N is the term number, only the whole numbers. So this is n equals 10. So 10 is the correct answer. So n equals 10. How many marks for this? So we'll check. We can give here, we started from here, so third part. So third part you are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks. Earlier we gave 5 marks, so this whole part you get 5 marks for solving and finding n. 5 marks. And before, just check 5 and here 5, 10. Let's take question number 8. That's construction. You can use only the ruler and the compass. Construct a triangle BCD where BC is 6 centimeters and CD is 5 centimeters and BCD is 60 degrees by using pairs of compass and ruler. We'll do it. First you can draw a line. Which one is BC? BC. We can mark a point and measure We need to measure 6 centimeters. And you can mark the point. This is the point. So 6 centimeter length. BC. CD is 5. BCD. So we have to draw a 60-degree angle to C point. So you can take any small length and you can draw an arc here, an arc in the middle, and keep the compass here and draw the arc. So we are using the method of equilateral triangle. All sides are equal, so the angle is 60. So we can draw this line. Then CD is 5. So you need to measure 5 centimeter length now and find the point D. Five centimeters. So here that's C D. This one. So that's 5 centimeter length. That's D point. Then draw a straight line which is parallel to CD. Now you can join B and D. So this is BCD triangle. So we'll mark this is 60. Then draw a straight line which is parallel to CD through B. So you have to draw a parallel line. So what is the method we can use? Parallelogram method. We'll use parallelogram method. That's easy. So you can take this distance this distance. This should be same as this distance. So we are using the method of parallelogram. So you can mark it here. Then this distance should be same as here. So we'll take that. So we'll take that distance, this one. That distance is same as this one, here to here. So you can mark it. Now we found out the other point. Now we can join this line. So this is the parallel line. Passes through B to CD line. So this line is parallel to this one. That's the second part. Construct a parallelogram ABCD, where A is in that above parallel line. So what it means, parallelogram means this length should be equal to this length. So here what we can do, you take the pair of compasses and then you can mark. Here we have already done that. We use the parallelogram method to draw the parallel line. So here you don't need to mark it again. Can you remember? This point is the A value because we took the same distance as this one. So this is the point A. Now we can complete the parallelogram ABCD. So here this point and this one. And this line is parallel to this one. So this is ABCD parallelogram. So that's third part. Now we'll see what are the other parts. Let's take the next part. Construct the circumcircle of triangle BCD. How you draw the circumcircle? So what is a circumcircle means? A circle passes through all these 3 points. So that means you have to find out the center of circumcircle. So what is center? You have to find out the perpendicular bisectors. Two perpendicular bisectors and find the intersecting point. So let's do that one using the compass. So we can bisect which part? We'll take CD. Take a long distance like this and we can draw an arc in the middle and here. We need to draw it again, and both sides we have to draw to get the intersecting point. So we'll draw it here. So somewhere here, we'll draw it. Draw the arc, and here to point C, we'll draw the other arc. So we are okay with that perpendicular bisector. Now we'll draw another perpendicular bisector BC. Take the point C, draw an arc here on this side, and we'll draw it above as well. And keep it here on top of B point and draw the other arc. So again we have to draw. We have to draw it again because I didn't get the intersecting point. So again keep it on C and extend this line. Yeah, extend this arc. Now we got the two intersecting points. Now we can join this point with this one. That's one perpendicular bisector. That's to BC. Here and here. That's the other perpendicular bisector. Where's the center? Center is this point, intersecting point of the two perpendicular bisectors. Now we can draw the circle. Again take the compass. Now we'll take O as the center and C as the other point and try to draw the circle. So when you draw the circle, it should pass all the points B, C, D. So we'll first check it and see whether it passes. Yeah, this is okay and this is okay. So we can draw the circle. So I'll use this one. So this is the circle, passes through B, C, D, circumcircle. Now they are asking what's the diameter. So we'll take the ruler and measure the radius. Here this is the radius. What's the radius? 3.2. 3.2 is the radius. So what's the diameter? Double of that. 3.2 into 2 centimeters is the diameter. So 6.4 centimeter is the diameter of the circle. Now we'll give marks for this question. So starting from this one, you are getting 3 marks for constructing the triangle for the first part. And then 2 marks for second part, parallel line. And 2 marks for third part, completing the ABCD parallelogram. 7 marks. And then you get 2 marks for constructing the circle and 1 mark for the diameter. So altogether 10 marks. Let's do question number 9. So again you get 3 parts here. An arc of which the center C and a semicircle of which the center O meet at E, where ACD and EBD, ACD and EBD are straight lines, and BAC is 21 degrees. Find the value of ACE. Give reasons. So ACE, this one. Now look at carefully. When you take the small circle, this is one angle. What can you say about this angle? Same segment angles are equal. So this is 21. So we need to give reasons. So here first we'll write down BEC angle is 21 degrees. This is 21. Then now think about the bigger circle. CD and OE both are radius. So this is an isosceles triangle. ECD is an isosceles triangle. If this is 21, this is 21. Opposite angles are equal. If these are 21, 21, so what is this angle? 42. Because of exterior angle is add up to sum of opposite interior angles. So we can write ACE is 21 plus 21. That's 42 degrees. Exterior angle is equal to opposite interior angles. Find the magnitude of ABC. ABC is 90 because AOC is the diameter. So straight away you can give that answer. ABC is 90 degrees semicircle angle. Find the magnitude of CBD. CBD, this angle. How do you find out that angle? Here we can do CBD. Here this is 21, this is 90. What is this whole angle? 90 minus 21. So ACB, 90 minus 21. What's that? 9. So 69 degrees here. But this is 42. This whole thing is 69. So this is 21. So what is CBD? CBD angle is 69 minus 21. You get 48 degrees. So what's the reason again? The exterior angle is equal to sum of opposite interior angles. So you can write down the same reason. Exterior angle is sum of opposite angles. We'll give marks. So you are getting 42, 4 marks for identifying 42 degrees and 92 marks. Here we'll put degree sign. That's an angle. And finding 48. That's 4 marks again for this step as well. So altogether 10 marks. Let's do question number 10. You get 4 parts. So you have to draw a diagram and then prove this. So we'll do it in the parallelogram ABCD. So we'll draw the diagram. ABCD. The bisectors of the angles A and B meet at R. Bisectors of A and B. Take this one as here. So we need to extend this line. So meet at R. So this point is R. So this angle and this angle equal, this angle and this angle equal. So meet at R, that's this one. The parallel lines AB and AD drawn through R. So we have to draw the two lines, parallel lines to this. So here this one and this one. Parallel lines drawn to this. So this and this parallel, this one parallel to this one as well as this one. Two parallel lines drawn to AB and AD through P to the sides BA and DA meets P and Q. So this is P and this is Q. Prove that AQRP is a parallelogram. So that's obvious. What can you say about here? These two lines are parallel, opposite sides are parallel. That means it's a parallelogram. So we can prove easily, but you have to write everything. AQ is parallel to PR and AP is parallel to QR. Both are given. That's how we drew the point R and PQ points. That's given. Opposite sides are parallel. Means definitely AQRP is a parallelogram. So that's the proof. Now we'll give marks for this one. So you get just 2 marks for showing this is a parallelogram. Let's take the next one. Show that AP equals PR. AP equals PR. Now we found out these are equal now because the bisectors are equal. So we'll put A there. These two lines are parallel. If this is A, this is A. Why? Alternate angles are equal. So you can write QAR angle is equal to ARP angle. That's A because of alternate angles. Then you can see APR is an isosceles triangle. These two angles are equal. Isosceles triangle. Therefore, AP is equal to PR. These two lengths are equal. Now the next one, AP equals PB. AP equals PB. Now look at carefully. We know that, we'll take this color. We found AP equals PR. And this is equal to this because of opposite sides of the parallelogram. So that means all these sides are equal. Now we have to take this side. These two lines are parallel. So we can mark, if this is B, this is also B. Now see, these two angles are equal. That means this length is equal to this length. So we have to write everything. So you can easily say AP equals PB. Now we'll write down PR, B angle is equal to, this angle is equal to this angle, RBC. That's B because of alternate angles. Alternate angles. Then we can say PRB. PRB is an isosceles triangle. Therefore, PR is equal to PB. But we know from the previous part, PR equals, we found PR equals AP. Now, what can you say? AP equals, so therefore, AP equals PB. How many marks for these two steps? So we'll look at the marking scheme and see. You get part 2, 2 marks. And part 3, 3 marks. Now let's do the next one. You have to show that PQRB. PQRB. So we have to draw the line. This one. PQRB is a parallelogram. In my diagram, that's not parallelogram, but this is not drawn to measurements. So don't think about this diagram, but we have to show that it's a parallelogram. So what are the things that we have to look at? Now we know this length is parallel to this one. And also from previous parts, we found out this length is equal to this one, this. All these lengths are equal. What can you say about these two? PB is parallel to QR as well as, can you see? This length is equal to this length. So opposite sides are parallel and equal. Then it's a parallelogram. So PB equals QR because this is equal to this. Therefore, you can say opposite side. Pair of opposite side. One pair of, I'll write one pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. Therefore, this way PQRB. PQRB is a parallelogram. So, how many marks? You are getting 3 marks for that. So, check 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 11. That's about Venn diagram. A and B are two sets where NA equals 12 and union and B both are equal. 20, find intersection. What's the formula you can use? We know union is equal to NA plus NB minus intersection. NB is 20. Union also 20 and NA is 12. So you asked to find out this one. So what's the value? when you take this one to this side here, 20, 20 get cancelled out. Minus 12 equals minus NA intersection B. When you take minus out, so NA intersection B is equal to 12. So that's the first part. How many marks? 2 marks for that. B part. So you have to draw a Venn diagram. So we'll first draw the rectangle and fill the information. We'll take the rectangle. Out of 120 students who sat the exam, so altogether 120 students are there. That's the epsilon. 40% of students who pass in mathematics but fail in science. So this is about passing maths and passing science exam. So you need to draw 2 circles. So we can write, this is mathematics, M, and this one is science, passing mathematics and passing science. So 40% of students who pass in mathematics but fail in science. Pass in mathematics but fail in science means this part. So 40% of 120. So we need some calculations to do. 40% of 120. 48. So this is 48. Fail science, outside this circle, but pass mathematics. Then 60 of them fail in science. 60 of them fail in science. So outside is, that's 60. Already 48 is there. So 60 minus 48 comes here. 12. 12 here. What's the next part given? 3/4 part of them pass either only one of the above 2 exams. 3/4 of them. So what is 3/4 of 120? So we have to do all these calculations. 3/4 of 120. So you get 90. So it says 90 of them either only one of the above 2 exams pass. So this part and this part, 48. So already this part is 48 is given. Both are 90. So what is this part? 90 minus 48. So what is 90 minus 48? 42. So this is 42. Then what else given? So that's all. Now we can fill this part. So this is 48 and 12. 60. 60 plus 42, 102. So 120 minus 102, you get 18. So 18 is here. Now we have all the information. We can answer the questions. How many of the students who pass both exams? That's this part, 18. Express the students who pass in mathematics as a percentage of total students. Mathematics as a percentage. So the total is 48 and 18. 66. Altogether 120 as a percentage, you can multiply by 100. 0 get cancelled out. 6 times 2, 6 times 11, 2 times 5. That's 55%. Shade the region of students who pass in science but fail in mathematics. Pass in science means inside the science circle, but fail in mathematics means outside. So this part. So we can shade like this part. So I can shade this part like this. So that's this question, part 3. So now we can give marks for this question. So how you get marks? Question number 11. So we gave already 2 marks. So you get 4 marks for showing all these information in the Venn diagram, and 18 1 mark, and 55%, that's 2 marks, and here shading the region, 1 mark. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 2, 10 marks for that question. Now let's take the last question. A semi-cylindrical vessel which contains water is poured into given cuboid without wastage many times. So this is about volume of cylinder and we need to think about the cuboid. So we'll do it separately. So you get 3 parts there. Find the volume of semi-cylindrical vessel. So what's the volume of cylinder? Pi r squared h. So half of that. So 22 over 7 pi r. Diameter is 21. What's the radius? 21 over 2. Pi r is 21 over 2. So pi r squared. Again you have to multiply by r. Pi r squared h. H is 30. Now simplify. Pi r squared h. This is the cylinder. So you have to divide by 2. So 2 with 11. You get 2 with 15. And 7 with 3. That's all you can simplify. So 11 times 3, 33. 33 times 15. What's the value? Five times 3, 15 and 16. 495. 495. This is 33 times 15. You have to multiply by 21 again. So 10,395. You have to divide this by 2. So when you divide by 2, what's the value? 5, 1, 7, 5. So this is in cubic centimeters. 5,197.5. So how many marks for that? You get 4 marks for that part because a lot of calculations, multiplication. Next one, find the volume of cuboid shaped vessel. Volume of cuboid shaped vessel, length into width into height. But here this is 1 meter, you can write as 100. 154, 75 times 63. Multiply. 154 multiply by 75 first. 70 and 5. And multiply by 5. 25, 27. 5 times 1, 5 plus 2, 7. So you get 11,550 for these two. And then multiply by 63 again. Multiply by 63. 60 and 3. And multiply by 3 again. You can do the multiplication. Now add it. You get 72,000. So what's the answer? 72,7650. So you get a big number. So that's correct. So what's the answer? 727,650 cubic centimeters. How you read that? 727,650 cubic centimeters. So how many marks for that? You get 3 marks. Now they ask, find the minimum number of semi-cylindrical shaped vessel used to completely filled in the given cuboid shaped vessel. So you have to take the ratio. So when you are dividing, don't take these numbers. So we can do simplification easily by taking other ones. So we'll do the calculation. How many times? So we have to divide. 154 times 75 times 63 divide by this value. So we'll take the simplified version. 11,3 is there, 21 and 15. And then you get 2. Divide by 2 means multiply by 2. Now it's easy to simplify. We'll see. 3 times 5. 3 times 21. 21 and 21 get cancelled out. 11 times 1. 11 and 4 for 44. That's 4. What are the other things we can simplify here? 5 with 25. You get 15. And 3 with 15, you get 5. So now you can easily multiply. Here, 5 times 2, 10. 10 times 14, 140 times you can fill this. So what's the mark for this one? So you get 3 marks for 140. So 3, 3, 6 and 4. 10 marks for this question. So this is the last question in this paper. So we did Northern Province Grade 10 End of Evaluation Paper 2. So first do the paper and then check answers by looking at the video.